Hi, everyone. Hola, mis estrellas. I wanted to answer some questions that were left on some of my other videos, and there are two questions. They are, well, this is from Jennifer. It says, hi, I just signed up this Friday, and I just need to know what's needed to start off and actually get booked. I've signed up and sent photos, but so far I haven't gotten anything. I was wondering how long it takes for them to call and what they really look for. Please and thank you. The next one that I'll be addressing is, can you make a video about what kind of photos to put up on your new Casting Networks account? And if you don't have an acting resume, should I make a resume even though? And that's from Naomi. So I wanted to address those two questions. If you haven't noticed yet, it's in regards to background acting. It's something that I used to do a lot of. Now I primarily focus on principal roles. So let's just go ahead and dive into these questions. Now, one thing that I would say is that I'm just talking about this from my own personal experience. So I always love for others to chime in. So if you do background acting as well, we'd love to hear your experience. And especially if we have any background casting directors that are watching this video, along with any talent managers, talent agents as well. Obviously, we would love to hear from you too. So I just wanted to leave an open door for that. But just from my experience, I'm going to go ahead and address these questions. All right. So let's go back to Jennifer. She just signed up recently, and she wants to know what's needed to start off and actually get booked. How long it takes them to call, and what do they look for? What's needed to actually start off? Definitely having your account set up and filled out completely. So there's a section for you to fill in things about yourself, your skills, your abilities, your languages. You definitely want to have that entire section about you filled out. And what's really, really important, photos. You definitely want to have your photos on your account, and you want some pretty decent looking pictures as well. And it's not even hard to get decent looking pictures. Whether you use someone, a photographer, to do some pictures for you, I would not spend a whole lot of money on it if you're specifically just doing background acting. If you're trying to get into principal work, that is a whole other ball field. But for background work, I would not spend nearly as much money getting photos for that versus, getting headshots for principal work and stuff. How long does it take for them to call, and what do they really look for? It does not take long for them to call at all, because they have to fill these spots in pretty much immediately. They're always booking like for the next day or for the next couple of days, and depending on what the project is, they could be booking a week or two out. So really, depends on what kind of project they have at the time in regards to how fast they get to you. But if you're doing it or if they're working on a TV show, that is like this. It's like immediately they're going to reach back out to you. When I first signed up for my Casting Networks account, I remember submitting for work, and then I just wasn't getting called in at all. Like, I was doing that for a few months, and I got absolutely nothing. And then one day I decided to try something completely different. I decided to make myself available for rush calls. So I said, tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up really early, and I'm just going to make myself available for a rush call. And that's what I did. And I actually got a rush call. Not only did I get a rush call, but I had got booked for Gotham for like the next 3 days. So what's really important is to submit immediately when a project comes out. And I mentioned this in some of my other videos too, that basically you want to keep your eye on your email, like seriously. So when these casting project notices come out, you want to submit for it as soon as it comes out. You don't want to wait an hour. You don't want to wait 2 hours. The sooner you do it, the sooner you're going to get called in, or at least for them to call you. In regards to actually getting booked, what are they looking for? A lot of times it's pretty much if you look like you could fit the role. So they'll know like what they're actually looking for. Sometimes it's very specific, sometimes it's very broad. But if it's something like pedestrian, you could probably submit any kind of photo, and as long as you submit pretty quickly, they'll probably give you a call. I cannot guarantee that, but you know, pedestrian is pretty generic, right? Everyone is a pedestrian. So besides that, let's say they're looking for a jogger. I personally, when this happens, I submit a photo of me in like my jogging gear. And a lot of times that works. If they're looking for a business person, if they're looking for a lawyer, I actually have pictures in that kind of wardrobe. So when they ask for that kind of role, I submit a photo with me in that kind of attire. And that's something that seems to have worked for me. I cannot say that is a rule of thumb. Again, I'm just sharing my experience with you. So what are they actually looking for? If you could fit the role. That's what they're really looking for. But if you want to stand out, just as what I've done, I have pictures of myself in a lot of different outfits, and that is the picture that I submit when I see a role. So I hope that helps. Jennifer, now I will try and address Naomi. Oh, well, I kind of did. It said, can you make a video about what kind of photos to put on your Newcastle Networks account if you don't have an acting resume? Okay, so I just photos, so I'm going to talk about the resume. In regards to the resume, it depends on what you're trying to do, in my opinion. If you are trying to get principal work, you do want to have a resume created. And honestly, that is something that I could probably discuss in another video, because I'm addressing background acting a little bit more than I'm doing principal work in this video. But if you're trying to get principal work, you definitely want a resume, and you know, there's a way to set it up if you don't have a lot of experience. If you're just doing background work, I don't know if it's really important to have a resume for background work, just because of the nature of the work. I don't think, and this is my opinion, I don't know, but I don't think that background casting directors are checking your resume if they're trying to book you for background work. So if you have some type of experience, go ahead and put it on there. Like when I was doing it, I already had some acting experience, so I just went ahead and set it up anyway. But if you don't have any experience at all in acting, I don't think it would be the end of the world if you didn't set anything up. If you're going for background work, again, if you're going for principal work, you definitely want to have a resume set up. So I hope that helped address you guys' questions. And I'm pretty sure the second I stop recording this video and I upload it to YouTube, there's going to be so many other things that come to my mind that I wish I would have said. But if you have more questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I don't mind trying to answer them when I get time. Sometimes it's very hard to find time. As a matter of fact, this is very impromptu today. I didn't set up my camera. I'm literally just recording off of my computer right now. But yeah, if I have time, I will definitely try to answer your questions. If this video helped you, feel free to share it and make sure you subscribe so you can become part of the Estrella family. All right, I love you guys. Best wishes in your acting career. Stay motivated, stay uplifted. It's not easy. I've been there. I'm still there. I'm still struggling, and I'm still trying to make a lot of things work, so you're not alone. All right? Love you much. Till next time.